How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video. It's actually picking up like maybe 30 minutes after that last one that I uploaded, and I went ahead and took off the intake manifold. I want to change out these little gaskets. They're in that kit, and clean it out. I'm going to try to clean as much as I can when all this is taken apart so it can look a little better. I'm going to go ahead and take off everything that I need to take off from up here. The only thing holding the wire harness now is this starter, and then after that I have to take off the slave cylinder. It's over here, and then the shift linkages, and then I think that's it for now before I start jacking up the car. I'm not gonna take off the motor mount until I have something under there, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this camera on my forehead and keep going. Take off that slave cylinder first. Ouch. I think that might be it up here. Alright, back at it again on this Friday afternoon. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up these axle nuts. After that, I'm going to drain the oil from the transmission. I'm going to undo the ball joints down here. Then I'm going to move on to the motor mounts and then start lowering the transmission that way and start undoing all the bolts that hold it onto the engine. For now, I'm going to unbend these and try to take these off. I got that axle nut loose. This one not quite yet. Next thing I'm going to do is drain the fluid from the transmission. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the ball joints. Yeah. Alright, so I got the ball joints disconnected, both of them. So now I have to take off all these plastics right here because I got to take off the subframe. Alright, so this whole front plastic is off. Everything's exposed here now. I went ahead and took this motor mount off, the bolt that goes through there. Then I'm going to move on to the back one. Hanging by a thread. Okay, so I have the engine supported with this contraption. I still need to take off this little cover. Okay, so I got this stuff off. So next thing, take off these right here. I think they're 14s for that mount. And then after that, Next big thing that come down is gonna be the subframe. So I'm gonna have to just let the motor hang by the mount that's over here and the one that's over here up there. All right, so this motor mount is off. I'm gonna start with these two front ones. This one over here, and then the next one on that side. Bring the jack and support the back first. Take off the back ones completely, let it rest on the jack, and then hold the front with my hand and then try to lower it at the same time. Okay, so I think I got everything undone that is holding the subframe. Too heavy. Uh-oh. What did I forget? Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the axles. Oh. Alright, so I got the axles off. Only thing left are the transmission bell housing bolts, and the transmission comes down. But I'll have to figure that one out tomorrow because right now I gotta take the wifey out. Okay, so before I get started for today, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I also gotta figure out how to support the transmission or the engine. I think I'm gonna use this one to lower the transmission. And I'm probably gonna put this little one on top of one of those wheels, that one, and try to keep it from moving too much. And that's how I'll keep the engine supported. And then I'll use this one to drop it, the transmission. Okay, so I cleaned up the bottom a little bit. Went ahead and took off this motor mount that goes in the front. Here's the old one. Okay, so now comes the interesting part. I need to support the block, that's all that's left in here. And then I need to support the transmission because I'm gonna undo this bolt right here and that's gonna drop. So I need to have a jack supporting this and a jack supporting this. And I have to start lowering one a little bit at a time till it tips this way. And I have enough clearance to take the transmission out. The problem with that is that I only have that floor jack and this little one. That one barely reached with those blocks on it, because I have the car way up. So just try that and see what happens. Well, this is business is gonna get. Okay, so the motor mount is loose, so it's actually being supported by the jacks. I'll start lowering them little by little until I see that the transmission can clear up here. Here it comes. Okay. Before I get too far, I'm gonna undo the bell housing bolts from up top. think I got almost all of them, except for this one. So I'm gonna start taking that one off and see what happens. Transmission is ready to come down. This is very unstable. Fishy stuff. Whoa.
Stop it. Get some help.
No, no hagas esto. Esto es muy pegriloso. ¡Muy pegriloso!
That's one way to do it. Okay, so I don't know if I got that on video or not. The GoPro died a little after I took it off, so I don't know if I got it or not. But if I did, don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself. But now that it's up here, I don't think anything happened to it. I think it's still good. It fell on this side, and it just had some little scratches. But right now, I just cleaned it a little bit. I already took off this mount, and this one was so tight that it brought out the whole stud. We'll see how that goes when I put it back in. So I have to take that one off, this thing off, the shifter, these things right here, the detent balls or whatever, and this speedo sensor. Okay, so that's about as clean as it's gonna get. But right now I'm gonna take off these 12mm nuts all the way around, open this up because there's a snap ring in there. So I'm gonna get this open. It's open. That wasn't too bad. Now this is the very delicate part for me. Never been inside a transmission before. Okay, so with that out, I think now I can just grab everything because these rods and everything is held together. But when I pick it up, I think both of these are gonna separate. Okay, let me see how this goes. Ooh, actually stayed together. So those go right there. This is the input shaft bearing. But I'm gonna take this out and then I'll pop out the bearing and the seal. So this is an old bearing. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this seal off, that one, and that one. Okay, so I got the input shaft bearing replaced, the seal on the other side as well. Okay, so I got two seals placed third seal bearing. This is time to start cleaning it, to start putting it back together. There we go. Whee. Little shims. Good. Now I'm going to put the seal around here. Alright, so I got that gasket thing on there, gasket maker. So now, got to put that back on here. Got to fiddle with that snap ring, and then start putting up all the other stuff. Pause. Alright, so forgot to hit record again, but it's all the way down. Just had to hit it a few times. Now we gotta put all those damn bolts on. So it looks like it's 33 foot-pounds. Piece of junk. I don't know why I rented this. I have this one from Harbor Freight, but I don't trust it. But look at that, that's even worse. Ini good spirit, no es aquí. Okay, so my SD card is almost full. Got those two on right now. I'm gonna put on the shifter, put some sealer on there, put on the shifter, and that's gonna be it for this video. Next video is gonna be clutch. I'm gonna be putting the transmission back on, and then after that another video putting the head gasket. So it's a bunch of videos all together. But my SD card's almost full right now, so I mean pretty straightforward. Sealer right here, and then last thing to go on is that gear selector. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm bolts, and that's it for the transmission. If you guys liked the video, if it was helpful in any way or it entertained you, please consider subscribing and drop a like, and we'll see you guys next time. Injury from earlier. Yeah, that sucks.